Well, this is something which is very, 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 very precious because all till now that we were doing was all theoretical. And it is indeed a moment to call upon one and all for this session on the art of conversation. As I would always ask one and all, did one ever get lost in the jungle of words, language, vocabulary, etc., etc., from the person who has come to our doorstep on this journey towards exploring the sick? So many times we have got lost in the words. We have got lost in the language. And some people with such high vocabulary that they use. And we just tend to get totally confused. And for all of us, the answer is yes. Some point of time, we do tend to get lost. And even I have faced, and even I am facing even today. It's not that one has ever reached, because if that would be possible, then he or she would have been almighty. So the question is, what is the solution? And we might have attended so many theory lectures, seminars, webinars, so many, umpteen in our lifetime. गिनती में भी नहीं रहेगा वो कितना अटेंड किया. But a stepwise dialogue is essential for these types of subject, that is art of conversation. And I believe that such type of sessions are not monologue. They have to be dialogue. What your thinking process is in the moment of whatever case is going on, with due respect to the person who has taken the case. I would repeat, with due respect to the person who has taken the case, we are here to see how am I looking at the case? What is my thought process in the case? Where is my focus going towards? As against what is the person trying to tell us? Am I in sync with what the person is trying to tell? Am I seeing exactly what the person is seeing? Am I listening to the conversation that the person is trying to do? The way the person is trying to convey the message to me. Where is the person hinting towards about the problem? Or is it that my mind, my knowledge, my wisdom, my understanding playing a role in that moment of time when the conversation is happening? And all this, whatever we are going to do in this series, is simply to apply that in our practice and see the joy of understanding the suffering person. And the best reward that one can ever get is the smile of relief that the person gives more than anything else as a true physician. And all our studies have mainly taught us theoretical background till today. It was all theory. Family, sensation, reaction, miasm, this is miasm, that is sensation, that is reaction. All this was theory. The salt webinar that we did, the reptile webinar, the mammal webinar, whatever webinars till now we have done was all theoretic. And today we are here putting in each one's case and learning from that, where would I have made mistakes? And so these mistakes are something that we should learn from. And that learning only can happen from practical examples. So this is my first step. I thought, let us all get each one's cases and discuss, debate, argue, and see what are we learning. And the next time when I'm planning to do is a live case taking from the participant. So we are taking from theory to practical example, from practical example to live example. Eventually, for all of us, at the end of the entire all the sessions, we are sure about what we are doing. We are not hesitant. One, we are not unsatisfied. Oh, I've taken the case, but I do not know if it is okay or no. The idea is, when the case is taken, I know where I stand. And I know where I'm taking the person eventually from here on towards that path of cure. Because remember one thing, the person has come to you with a hope. The person has come to you with a hope, with this idea that you are the one who is going to relieve me from this suffering of mine. And so for us, it is our duty, our responsibility to put in all the efforts sincerely in understanding the problem of that. So with this idea, we try to integrate, sum up all the issues that we face during our practice. And therefore, during these sessions, I request you all to make a note of where all is the problem that I as a practitioner face. Because I wouldn't know, sitting down over here, what problems are you all facing region-wise, geographically, type of people, the way of their understanding, what obstacles do you all face, so that collectively we can come up with some solution which I as an individual, each one I as an individual might have not thought of. So the idea for me is the group aura, helping each one to come up from their difficulties. And in many sessions, I have seen this actually works, because many things come up from each individual participant, maybe even a beginner, which even we have never ever thought of. Arey yaar, aise bhi hota hai. Yes or no? Many things, each one comes up. Even for a seasoned practitioner would have never thought of, this is also a type of problem that one can come across. And so therefore, let us make it a point to understand how easy can I make this art of conversation, so that the idea of giving cure to an individual becomes maximum. I improvise on what I was yesterday than what I am today to what I will be tomorrow. So let us begin this entire session with this idea. For some who have known about it, the P's, the W's, and for those who do not know, probably I will fit in those things. I will chip in with those ideas as and how the cases go on, so that that implementation for those who have heard will be more polishing, and for those who have not heard will get the idea about what all this means. So we'll start with this case, and it is Dr. Divya's case, and try and understand how the case is going. And when we are doing this, let me just tell you one thing. Each one, make a note of what you are thinking. What would you ask? What is running in your mind during the process of the case that is going on? So that, imagine you are the physician for this patient, and parallelly there is someone who has taken this case. And what is our mind running? Where is my inner soul getting attracted towards in the case? What sort of thought am I getting? Maybe about the pace of the case, maybe about the way the person is telling, maybe about what the person is stressing about, where the area of her problem or his problem is. Make a note of whatever you think, whether it is right or wrong. Trust the process. Be bindas. Don't worry. We all at one point of time achieve the goal. That is our ultimatum. Is that okay?
I have multiple issues now. I don't know from where to start. Just need a topic. I recently got COVID also. 30th I was directly asked for a question. And now also I'm pretty positive already. And doctor suggested me to take 2 weeks rest, but just because I'm still having that breathlessness and I'm not able to sleep much. I'm having that wheezing problem. So that's the reason I'm taking rest as of now. And my pulse rate was also too high. Now I'm using medicines, now it's under control. So luckily it also is fine. Yeah, apart from this, I usually have this sinus during this glucose issue. And I don't know why nowadays I feel have some memory loss and getting irritated for small things. I feel I have this anxiety attacks also. I'm working as a software engineer, but nowadays from past 1 year I'm having this anxiety attacks. My workout versus feet burning sensation is very severe for me from past 2 years. I'm using the gabarin for that, GLA 120 and gabarin for this feet burning sensation. But if I use that, it's under control, it's not completely cured. I will still have that burning sensation, but it will be under control if I use these medicines. That's major issues, and other it's related to my periods. Like before periods, before 15 days itself, I will get this chest pain, severe pain, and I can feel the lumps also on the breast. I can't even open my clothes, that much pain I have. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting not many red modes like this. You can see it, red marks and pretty all over my hands. It's increasing rapidly nowadays. From issues like from past years, I don't know because of medicines or what, I'm having like urinary issues and going number of times illness, and also all the time I'm feeling that waiting, feel urine getting like it's not severe, but I can sense it. I don't know why it's happening from 3 days. It's happening. And as I said, I have this gums pain also. In gums. And the last one is that I don't know why, and nowadays I'm losing interest in my job. I don't feel to work, I don't know why, but I have to work a little bit to promote responsibilities. But I don't know why I'm losing interest. I don't know the competition. I completed all my competitions.
So can you see here that this person actually has too many complaints? A lot of problems are there. You're noticing, right? She has breathlessness problem. She has wheezing problem, sinus and varicose issues, memory loss, anxiety attacks, feet burning sensation. Before my periods, before 15 days itself, I get chest pain and severe pain. There is lump also, red moles getting all over the hand, which are increasing rapidly. And I have urinal issues also, right? Gum pain is there. Interest in job, she's losing. And she also says having many responsibilities, right? This is all the problem that she has mentioned. Now here, when a person comes with so many problems, whosoever your patient, you must have had so many patients who had so many problems, right? In such cases, point number one, do not point out to any particular thing at all. Never point out to any particular complaint as such at all. Tell about this, tell about that. No. 99.99% chances of you getting blocked, because you are picking up a card which is not that person's card. So you are gambling, in other words. Are you there? So here, what needs to be done? Throw the ball on the other person's court. What I mean by saying that is, you tell me what disturbs or what bothers you the most. Further in bracket, write down, if the person would have had only one complaint, I have migraine attack, for example, there you can tell about it. Or you can say, give details about this complaints. Or you can even say, what else? Because here there is only one complaint that is there, right? But in this particular case, there are too many problems and you do not know which one is actually important for her, right? Now the issue is why we need to know which one is important. The reason behind that is the person will give you the details clearly, properly, because that is the one that is bothering the person utmost. जो चीज उस व्यक्ति को परेशान कर रही है उसके बारे में वो completely बताएगा. So therefore, get into this understanding that when there are too many problems, ask which one bothers you the most, If there is only one problem that the person has come with, then ask, tell about this in detail. Is that clear? Anybody with any questions? I don't think so. There would be much question over here. Right? So therefore, here is the person who has come with so many complaints, and she says in the end, no other complications. I have narrated all my complaints. What is strange over there? Yes, see, all are there. Very good. ये complication कहां से आया बीच में? Where did this complication came from? That means back of the mind, something is complicated for her. Are you getting? So, something that comes out of context. Will anybody say like this? How many people have heard no other complications? These are my problems. Will anybody say, that's it, they might say at the max. Oh, I'm done with it, they might say. Yes, that's all. These are my problems. Something like this they might narrate. But the very fact that she has some extra thing to say, no other complication. Next sentence is what? I have narrated all my complaints. Understood. I have narrated all my complaints. Understandable. I'm done with it. That's all. Finished. Something like this is understandable. लेकिन इसके साथ ये जुड़ा हुआ चीज है. Something that is connecting here is no other complication. I would circle that out. How I would go when I would have taken the case, I would circle, which all have written. What is important when I asked? All wrote complication, complication. So this is how we have to understand. ये complication बोलने के लिए वजह क्या है? What is the purpose for one to tell about no other complication? Did anybody ask any other complication? Nobody has asked. Are you there? This is how the smartness comes into picture. When people talk extra, that is not required. I repeat, when a person talks extra, that is not required. Where has this come from? Is a big question mark to be asked. So the physician's job is to see what is spoken extra. Are you getting this? Yeah. So this is what is very, very important. When a person simply extra बोल जाता है, वो बहुत अहमियत रखती है उसमें. So that is something that has to be noted. Right? And rightly okay, this question that doctor asked, what else, ma'am? Go ahead.
What else, ma'am? Those are the major things. And what is bothering you the most? My peak burning sensation is more.
And you see this? This is the correct question. What's bothering you the most? Because there are too many things. You do not know which one is important. So what's bothering you the most? Right, go ahead.
And 2 years I'm suffering from it. And I can see my veins also. This legs are also pain. I can see that what you call this completely red veins and pain veins. And it's paining a lot now. So I can't stand for more time at work. That's the main volume. And I don't know because of what I'm getting into and making every process. these are the major things that involve. Migraine is like, okay, I can handle it, migraine, but the burning sensation, I can't not able to handle it. After this COVID, now I'm feeling more tiredness. Vocals are like, I'm not able to speak much. Today I'm a lot better than past 15 days. It is, yesterday also I was not able to speak. Today I'm okay. So I have taken leave for like 3 weeks now. So what is bothering the most? Yeah, as I said, my teeth burning sensation is and gas problem. Those two are major things. In what way it is bothering?
First. So can you see what is bothering you the most? She says feet burning. Prior to this question, huh? Feet burning. Pain is something that I can tolerate, she says. But burning is not, I'm not able to tolerate. Then migraine. Did she mention this before? In the first para, it was not there. So migraine is added. Right? So one more thing came up, migraine. But burning sensation, I can't handle it, she says. And after COVID, there's a lot of tiredness. I'm not able to speak. Right? And the doctor keeps persistent. What is bothering the most? And she says feet burning sensation. And one more thing comes up, gas problem, which was not there before. Right? So gas problem also entered into the list of problems. Then the next question asked is, in what way it is bothering you? Right? In the sense, I didn't get you. The patient's reaction is, in the sense, I didn't get. Why this has to come up? Early probing. She's still at the fact level because she didn't understand doctor's question. Question is matching to the level, not complete yet, not in the same area, repetition of same question. Still many complaints not narrowed down to one. Yes, there are still many. Here, one should still keep on. What else? What else? Because you see, what has come up very, very prominently. She has added migraine. She has added gas problem. That means she has not yet finished. There could be still some more problem which she has not yet completed. And therefore, what else? What else? Anything more that you want to tell? Take your time, no problem. Anything forgotten to mention? So just that 5 to 8 minutes more, if you give the time, probably there could be something that can prop up, which is completely not related to her complaints at all. Because here the observation is what? The observation is this, that there are too many problems that this female is having. And the subtle undercurrent that she's giving is the anxiety problem. Are you all there? तो वो anxiety किसके साथ जुड़ा हुआ है? Where is that anxiety actually attached to? What is happening in her life story for which these are just the outer covering? These complaints are just the outer covering. It may be one day there, one day something else, but she will accumulate all that periphery and give it to you. But the center remains is this anxiety. And that anxiety may be because of some situation. That's why she has used the word complication, no other complication. And If you see the first para, last line, and that suggests that there is something that is there, having many responsibilities, which we cannot understand. What are those responsibilities? That's the blind area. I call this as a blind area, where complaints you can understand, but what you cannot understand is what sort of responsibility do you have, Baba? Yes or no? This is called the blind area. There are a lot of problems. There are a lot of responsibilities. There are a lot of tensions. All these become the blind area. What sort of tension? You do not know. What sort of responsibility? You do not know. What sort of problem? You do not know. But how the person narrates is that there is a lot of problem. There is a lot of tension. So in such issues, we need to explore, because there is a big chunk of core problem lying in that particular word. So she has left this particular sentence, having many responsibilities. 1, no other complication. 2, right? Therefore, what is happening is, when we are trying to ask in what way, what is happening is she has not yet completed something that she wants to tell, and the question that is asked is jumping towards level 4. Her level 2 of fact is not completed. Are you getting? Because she is giving you clearly migraine that was not mentioned before. She comes up with that. Gas problem that she not mentioned, that has come up. So और बहुत सा चीज बाकी है. Lot of things are still left out to tell for her. And if you would have kept on repeating this, what else, probably, question mark, too many responsibilities would have come up, complications would have come up. Because you still have kept the window open. That's why that becomes the blind area, where your patience helps to open up this window. Many cases will tell you this. They will just give you a flying comment. A lot of tensions are there, but I have these problems. And what we do not look at is, what is this tension? जिम्मेदारी बहुत से हैं डॉक्टर साहब, लेकिन ये तकलीफों से बहुत पीड़ित हूं मैं. And what we can see is lot of responsibility is there, but I am really bothered with all these problems that I have. And our eyes are glued to these problems. Our ears are glued to these problems. But if this problems is because of ailments from this tension, ailments from this complication, ailments from this responsibility, the blind area, that becomes the ailment from. Are you all getting this? Yeah. So here is one of the learning point of understanding here, that person gives some blind area which is not understood. And what can be understood is the complaints. And where we get glued to is to the complaints. Can these responsibilities be asked right here, or allow fact to? Yes, allow fact to finish. Because she is in the fact level. Let her complete that picture, complete fact, let it finish. And then say, you said something about lot of responsibilities. May I know what those responsibilities are about? Person will be willing Why? Because you have allowed that person to tell about their problems, which he or she is concerned about. Right? So my concerns go, when you give a year, then other things I am ready to tell. But if my concerns are not given a year, if you tend to ask me about responsibility, then the person's thinking will be, for what I have come, that you don't want to hear. You want to know something which is not far away from me. Maybe it is the cause of everything, but it is deeper. It is simply like opening the lid of a container and trying to reach to the bottom. Right? So it becomes difficult for a person to tell. अरे पहला मेरा जो तकलीफ है वो तो सुन के ले भाई. That's what the person will tell. What are my problems? First, listen to that. Right? So explore the fact completely, and then you can get into the idea. You said something about tension. May I know what it is? You said something about responsibility. May I know what it is? Right? Because here you want to first know what the responsibility is. Here you want to know what the tension is about. Right? So you first know the entire thing, then dip into what is the thing that is bothering in that. Are you there? Then you will find person at one point of time will tell you, because of this, doc, all this suffering is there. And that's why that blind area should be kept an eye upon, but don't immediately pick it up till the person doesn't finish their entire peripheral thing of complaints. Right? Because what I see in practice is people have this peripheral thing because of this core blind area. Something that has happened some time back, maybe now, maybe near future, maybe in the distant past. As they have not come to terms with those conditions, with those situations, with those happenings, eventually they have developed all these things. And since these are peripheral, for them it is clearly seen. And the distant past is buried to some extent, which they might be knowing, they don't know also. We do not know. But the root cause for their entire problem is from there on.
This I didn't get you.
In what way that is bothering you?
I can't stand and cook for a long time or do anything.
So what happens?
It will be more burning sensation and prickling under one, like with needle someone is poking me. That sensation will be there.
So what if you can't stand and look for more time?
Pause.
Yes.
Can you see here? Pause. Can you see here what is happening? The previous question was correct. In what way that was bothering you? Okay, you have asked that, no problem. I can't stand and cook for a long time and do anything. Fair enough. So what happens? Fair enough, no problem. You are trying to understand the happening. Right? You can't stand and cook. What happens? That means indirectly what you are asking, what are your problems in that standing? Right? And she says it will be more burning sensation and prickling sensation and burning like with needles. Someone is pricking me. That sensation will be there. And the next question that is asked is, so what if you can't stand and cook for more time? Logical question this is. This is conscious questioning. Because just above what she said, prickling sensation and burning like with needles. Someone is pricking me. That sensation will be there. Didn't get you. Didn't follow. What is the most important thing in that two lines? Anybody? It will be more burning sensation and prickling sensation. And burning like with needles. Someone is pricking me. That sensation will be there. Someone pricking, someone pricking. See, all are getting it through. This is something that is there happening. Right? Therefore, don't directly attack that word. Someone prickling me. No, didn't get you. You is clearly seen. So didn't follow, didn't get you. Couldn't understand. Could you please repeat? When you say, could you please repeat, remember most of the time the statement is modified. That is the best way of asking. Could you please repeat? Pardon me. Surely, 1 सेकंड पहला बोला हुआ सेंटेंस को बदली होता ही हो. So could you repeat? Pardon me. Please. Didn't follow. These type of questions helps in understanding the modified statement. Something is added or something is subtracted from what has been told previously. Just a second before it was said, but it is modified. Is that clear? Right? So when there is something that is happening, like someone, as if someone is prickling me, the best way of doing it is, could you please repeat? I didn't hear. Behave as if you have not heard. And see whether, if it comes the same, then say meaning. Then you can say meaning, and that will really give an essence of what is happening. Right? Shall we go ahead? Okay.
So before we go ahead, just a kind note to newly joined participants. Please don't feel you're out of focus. Just hold on, just be there. Things will be clear. And as we have already told that the complete session is available to rewatch again and again, you will get the hold of it. And there will be multiple links I will send you on the group, which will give you the idea of basic things like levels, now that sir is speaking, and there are multiple things which come ahead. And don't feel that you are not understanding it. I will send the link. Just hold on there. Just be there.
And to add on that, if there is any questions, even for those who are newcomers or beginners, please feel free to put it on the chat box. I would be more than happy to give the explanation. And the good thing is, from the beginning, get the concepts clear. Good scope for growing on a fertile soil. Right? Go ahead.
What if you can't stand and look for a long time?
It's part of my routine practice. Sorry?
So what happens?
No, I will be working, but later means I will cook, I will bear that pain, but after cooking and sitting down, I can't bear the sensation of taking. It will be very painful for me.
So you told you lost the interest in works, but have to work
Pause.
many responsibilities.
Pause.
Think about that more.
Yeah.
So you see what is happening over here. Any idea? Modalities. Levels not matched. Again comes sensation. Jumping into another area. Area change. Too many questions. Losing focus. Again probing when she want to tell more. See what is happening here. When the first question that was asked, so what if you can't stand and cook for more time? The idea of the patient is very clear. It's part of my routine. Cooking, working is a part of routine. So she gave a very simple, clear answer. And when this type of answer comes, there is no scope of any manipulation. Because if the answer was too big, then there could be some story. And when there is some story, there is some problem. Even here, if you ask meaning, it will sound foolish. It's a part of my routine. Meaning, foolish. As in, foolish. Nothing you can ask here. It's a part of my routine. Khatam ho gaya na? There is nothing to ask in that thing. So these are called as blocking answers. When the answer is fact of the moment, then they become a blocking answer. There is no way you can ask anything about it. And then further it was digged. So what happens? Patient was still clear. Sorry. Even though hearing, she asked, sorry. So what happens? The question was repeated. No, I will be working, but later I will cook. So she's working woman. And also as a woman, she has to do cooking thing also at home. And I can bear the pain, she says, which she has been telling right from the beginning. I can bear the pain. After cooking and sitting down, I can't bear the burning sensation and prickling. It's very painful for me. So her focus is where? Her focus is at burning and prickling. And therefore, previously also when I asked, this was the thing that I asked. Burning and prickling didn't follow. Prickling, burning, as in, there you can ask. Feel like not acknowledged. Didn't gone anywhere. So change the area. Yes. So you see, she's giving you two clear-cut sensations. That of prickling and burning. But we have changed completely to some other area. So you told you lost the interest in work. Are you getting? So we missed out on this burning and prickling. No problem. We can still, as I said, patient will definitely give you 1, 2, 3 chances. No problem. We miss track, we can come back to track. That's the beauty of this case taking. Because the person's soul sometime will scream. For sure it will scream. And 3 times at least it will scream. Right? So we go ahead with this question. Banu's question is sometimes, Banu's statement is sometimes physician felt I asked so many questions and try to change area. In that moment, how to handle case or overcome that moment, sir? Sometimes physician feels I ask so many questions and try to change area. Before changing area, that's where the pause, scientific pause comes into picture. Take your time, go back, see where the steps have been taken. And if you feel that there is something that was missed out and not asked, which needed to be asked, preferring to changing area, ask that what you have not asked. exactly at this point of time. So you told you lost the interest in work. Before asking this, I would have gone back, read everything, and I would have focused on this burning and prickling. I would have framed my questions in regards to burning and prickling, and then I would have asked. And that would have taken probably 3 to 4 minutes, no problem. Patient will wait, look at your books and look at here, look at there, everything. Because that helps you to uproot things at a right time rather than simply using another card. एक और हुकुम का एक कार्ड खोने से अच्छा first see what cards you have in your hand. Rather than throwing another card and wasting that one and going nowhere, and then it will be still more chaos. It is better to be at the boundaries of the well rather than falling into the well. At least being at the boundary of the well, you can throw back yourself and come back to the land surface. But once you're into the well and then trying to beat your hand, drowning is for sure. Are you getting? So this is what is very important. Binduji, she had said, all else I can handle, but I cannot handle this burning. Could have asked about it. Yes, that's what. What else you can handle? Or in what way this burning and this prickling you can't handle? You can't handle, meaning right? So there is a story in that. That's why I said in the very first, when she said prickling sensation and burning, I would have first question I would have asked, meaning when she said someone is prickling, right there itself, I would have gone there and asked. The next question I would have thrown was, meaning this I didn't get you. So she would have added some more things in that to tell what she wants, she is intending to tell. And that what a person adds to convey comes from the delusion. Are you getting? So therefore, meaning when you ask, what way when you ask, as in when you ask, there is a deluded part that is added to the subject of burning and prickling. So burning and prickling, you can just keep it away, and the way it is being described, this particular thing, look here. Are you getting this? What all is happening, what all is being done, what all is the effect, that she will definitely design that according to her perception. Make sense? Yeah. So therefore, these connecting words, as in meaning, didn't follow. Could you please repeat? Right? These, why do we ask this? If anybody asks, what is the need to ask this? Then the answer is very clear. The clear answer is that the person designs their thought to say what is happening, which comes from their perception, their imagination. Right? And once that comes, then you can ask, describe that. Are you getting? Once that thing comes, as in meaning, when the meaning is told, as in is told, then describe that. Because that description will now slowly tend to go towards nonsensical. In other words, पहला मतलब समझो. जैसे समझा नहीं, मतलब these 3-4 ways understand what that prickling, burning means, what it is for her, and then whatever comes, the ingredients that come along with it, then ask her to describe. Surely you will never fail, for sure. And then the case doesn't go haywire. It holds on there because that is the utmost botheration for her, right? That's what she's clearly endorsed. What I cannot bear is this burning and prickling. That means she has to tell you that. Right? Now, if this question, but you have to work many responsibilities, which was their beginning, which we even clarified in the beginning. Responsibilities, complication. Remember? So that thing has come up now. Right? So let us see what happens further over here.
Okay. Yes, children, the little elder, but one is in physiotherapy first year and the other is in meter first year. So right now we don't have any guidance, so we both have to run and keep them going. So this is interesting. I need 10 more years to work. But suddenly I don't know from past 1 year and it's an interesting job. I'm looking so if I have some work, where I get to do a lot of work day and night, but now my body is not supporting. I'm not able to take more tension. If I take tension, then automatically I'm getting tiredness and my focus are lessening. My voice is also becoming low and I get headache and everything. So that's how it's triggering. If I have more dependencies, I mean more responsibilities at office, I'm not able to take. Earlier I was to take as many as, but recently I'm not able to take anything. I'm not sure why it's happening to me. That's where I'm losing, I guess that's the reason I'm losing interest in it.
Pause.
What do you think?
Now, if I have to ask here in this paragraph, what is important here? Tension. Did she mention tension? Yeah, she mentioned tension. Yes. Struggling. Losing interest in job. Something is behind there. She wants to work. Janana, lot of work. Body not supporting. Very good. Earning. Savita, body not supporting. Yes. Body not supporting is one. What else? Now unable to work. Now I'm unable to do. Banu. Sridharan struggling. Dependency. Rama madam. Have to work for 10 more years but not able to work. Sara. That's Yogini. What changed past 1 year? Agrima. Jahnavi, many responsibilities, body not supporting. Yes. Savita, not able to take responsibility. Yes. Chatura, take as many, but not able to take. Sridharan, many responsibilities in office. Shiv Kumar, not able to take more responsibilities. Very good. What changed from past 1 year because of which interest is losing? So there are 2 to 3 things over here. One is the pace. Can you see the pace? Did anybody see the pace? Is it slow? Voice becoming low? What is the pace? Yes, suddenly. See that is subtly screaming over there. Where else did you see the pace? Priyanka, turn up to the first paragraph. Yes, Shivkumar. Shivkumari, first para. See that in the very first paragraph, increasing rapidly. Can you see that? See the pace. This is what I want to actually tell you all. Connect from the first word till the last word. About her complaints also, she says, red moles getting all over my hand, increasing rapidly. This is how you have to actually understand, because that's where the whole pace of hers is clearly, slowly getting understood, that there is something called suddenly. And then another important thing is, past 1 year, I'm losing. Forget job, forget everything. I'm losing. That the underlying thing is, past 1 year, I'm losing. Third thing is, body not supporting. And a subtle, maybe, may not be, there is a struggle. Are you getting? There is a struggle. This is the undercurrent. This is what I call it as, behind the picture, there is something running. Make a note, forget it. Don't hang on to it. Yahi hai. No. Are you getting, everybody getting this? Right? So here I will just make a note. Not clear at all. Please explain. See, what I'm trying to give you is, at a physical level, her complaints where she mentions rapidly increasing. Here also, when she was asked, describe these responsibilities and all, there also about work, she says, suddenly I am losing interest. One. Second, from 1 year onwards, I'm losing interest. Now, there could be something that has happened from 1 year, which we do not know. That is again a blind area. We do not know what has happened. Right? So something must have happened in that past 1 area. Then what she's saying is, body is not supporting. Meaning what? We don't know. Body not supporting means what for her? We don't know that. And there is also this particular idea. Now I'm trying to struggle. I get headache and everything. That's how I'm struggling. Now, what's the struggle about? What is the struggle about? In what area are you struggling? And what struggle means for you? All these are now not clear. This is what she's mentioning. This is not clear. That's why I said this is behind the curtain. This is what is running. This is what is happening. So look, keep this in mind. Keep this on your paper. Circle or do anything for your way of convenience and keep it. As now the case goes further, she might carry on with these things or she might leave it.
What do you think the reason might be?
I know only these physical issues. It's not supporting me. As I said, I'm getting more anxiety attacks. If I have more work, immediately my brain will be triggering and I'll be having many problems. Like even I'm not able to talk also if I get more anxiety.
What happens exactly during that time?
Pause. Where should have been the focus? On the chat box. Where should have been the focus? Anxiety. Anxiety. Very good. Struggle. What happened 1 year? No. In this, Rama madam, in this sentence, in this, I don't know only these physical issues till I get more anxiety. In this, where should have been the focus? Anxiety, anxiety, struggle, anxiety. Very good. Devaki, Akila, supporting. Many troubles, not supporting Kaveshri. Shivkumari, support. I have more work. Jahnavi, many troubles. Anxiety and struggle. Radhika, Kaveshri, immediately migraine. Bhairavi, immediately. Yes, that is again the pace. Only these. Anxiety attack, Banu. Yes, see what is happening now here. We can see what we can understand. Again, a common mistake by all of us. What is repeated? What was there in the above paragraph? Yes, Sriram Hridlekar sir, not supporting me. This is repeated, na? Yes or no? Twice she's giving you this. It's not supporting me. First it was body not supporting me. Now it's not supporting me. This is what we need to understand. This is what we need to see. This is what is not understood. Anxiety, chalo theek hai. Only these physical issues. That means there is something at opposite pole also. Yes. For me to it, not supporting me. And again, immediately migraine. So immediately, again, you can see that pace. Can you see that? Yeah. So the different way that she's using that thing, sudden, immediately, spreading rapidly, gives you different words, but giving you the same pace. Right? This is another thing to see. The miasm part also simultaneously will get clearer and clearer. Because the complaints also are immediate. In a responsibility also it is immediate, sudden. So the pace, gradually you can get it clear that there is something immediate, spontaneous, sudden, quickly. These are the words used. Different words for the same thing. Right? Shall we go ahead? Here the question should be not supporting, as in because twice in the two paragraphs she gives you the same thing. Are you getting? So there is something that is underlying, not supporting, bar bar aa raha hai. Or you can even ask what way not supporting. But better to ask is not supporting meaning or not supporting as in, because you're trying to understand not supporting means what for her. Are you getting? First, understand the subject first. What not supporting means for her. Because the question asked next is, what happens exactly during that time? Logical answer. It is crime patrolling. In that spur of moment, what happened? Were you traveling up north or you're traveling down south? All these type of questions gives you facts and figures. If if we just focus on this question, what happens exactly during that time is factual. The word exactly is the fact. मौका या वारदात के समय तुम क्या कर रहे थे उस वक्त, that is fact. And the more the fact, the more the logical and conscious answers. Because she will also not understand when she has to answer about not supporting. If when you ask not supporting as in, she will not know. She would have not even thought this question would come. Are you getting? Right? So this is the little bit of crux where we tend to falter. Right? So what do you think? Then there's a slight pause. The reason, again, fact, then there's a pause. And then you're putting might be. So you see, fact and directly to level 4, delusion. This type of question, when it is there, when it is two different polarity, one is super conscious, the fact, and other is deluded state, your imagination. When you club it together, it's a toxic combination. It's like simply pouring sour lime into milk. Are you getting this? This is how you have to understand where the question is going wrong. What do you think is imagination? The reason, and then might be. Go ahead.
I will be working, but while working, I'll get this vomiting sensation and then headache. Then automatically my voice will become low. And just in go start continue working like that, then my hands and legs will start shivering.
So what is the main problem during that time?
That's the problem. The severe headache will be there, nausea sensation, and voice.
These are the effects of.
Now you see what is happening. Burning and pricking is gone. Now what has come up is headache, nausea. Are you getting? Because you have kept the person more on logical, factual level. The more you keep it on logical, factual level, the mind keeps on thinking. And a thinking mind is always wandering. And a thinking mind will keep on reasoning. And the reasons will go on and on and on. But the truth of the story can never be revealed if it keeps on thinking on and on. You see what is happening, the whole change that has happened over here, from where it has gone, from prickling, burning, it has switched over to migraine, it has come down to headache and nausea now. Gas problem was there in between, now that has gone, now nausea has come back. Because questions are not framed according to the level. And further see the beauty of how the clash of conscious happens. This is the learning. Go ahead.
And voice,
These are the effects of anxiety. I'm asking what is causing anxiety?
more work. If I have to work more,
Can you see the question? No, these are the effects. The physician needs to tell the patient, these are the effects. I am asking what is causing anxiety. So remember this, when such things for all of us, including me, for all of us, Whenever, even if I have to tell this and I re-listen to the video, I try and understand what is happening. I'm now desperate to find out the causative factor of what all these problems are about. And therefore, it's a form of a direct attack. No, these are the effects of anxiety. Now, what was the need for me to tell that? The need for me to tell that is because I'm looking for the causative factor, boss, and not the effect. So I make it clear to the patient. When such things come up, remember, somewhere we have gone wrong. Remember to go back to the history. This pause is not taken, and therefore these type of things happen for all of us, from beginners till experienced people. Always, I've seen our teachers also, when they take the cases, many a time they take a pause, and I wonder what they are doing. And I used to ask them, have an aerial view, look everything. Have I missed out? Did I change route? Did I miss out anything? And therefore, those couple of minutes really helps us in bringing those things that were remotely present in the case, but I couldn't see. Or I have overheard it, or something has happened which I simply missed out. Right? So this thing now gives us a subtle idea. When we tend to comment, and this is where I call it as an affirmative sentence. It's like a declaration that is positive, which expresses the validity of truth. This is the effect of anxiety, boss. I want to know the cause of it. Because these type of sentences means something is positive, something is so like this. Are you all there? Right? So these type of questions, please avoid. And if at all it is coming, to each one of us, this type of questions, take a pause. Something is going wrong. It's an alarm. Write it in bold and in bracket. Take a pause, look back. Take a pause, look back. Take a pause, look back. कहीं ना कहीं गलत हो रहा है. Somewhere, bottom line, something is not okay. That could be anything. Either we have missed out, or we have not probed something, or we have gone on a wrong track, or the patient has repeatedly told something and yet we have not heard it. Is that clear? Yeah? Okay, go ahead.
Or I feel like I have to complete this in this target line. And if the target line is very near, so that time I'm making.
So
What she said?
Then?
What she said, where she ended. Chat box, please. How did she end? Pace. And what she ended with? Target line. Very good, Bhavani. Target line. Target line. Target line, and if the target line is very near, so that time I will get what she says. Yes, Devaki, mainly what? Did you understand that mainly what? Did she mention mainly? Did she complete the sentence? My first question is this. Did she complete the sentence? No. See, everybody says no, but nobody could see that. Mainly what should be the question. Mainly what? Mainly complete the sentence, because the will stops from telling everything. Are you getting? The will stops. Target line, you can understand. I have to meet the target. I have to meet the target. Yes, meeting the target, I can understand. Meeting the target in general. But further she goes on to say, so that time, the target line, that time I will get mainly, the main juice only is not there. Are you all there? The whole pulp you all have taken and kept with you all. But where is the juice? If you read that complete line, I feel like I have to complete like this. And this target line. And if the target line is very near, so that time I will get mainly what? The actual verb only is missing. Are you there? What is happening to her in that moment of time, that only has been kept silent. The rest, all the things she's giving, she's telling, but what happens is not. So the next question immediately, without wasting time, here, do not waste time when the sentence is half. Remember, never waste time when the sentence is half narrated. Quickly put in. Complete that sentence. Still there will be avoidance. No, this. No problem. Complete that sentence. We do not know. Binduji is saying she may mean she get anxiety. She may mean. Or she may not. She might tell you something is happening to me. She might tell you there could be squeezing, there could be tightening, there could be perspiration, there could be this, there could be that. Anything it could be possible. We do not know. It's a wide open. It may open up. That's what I'm saying. It's a wide open thing. We do not know, because the sentence is mainly what is a question mark. That question mark can take anything in that. Right? So we don't assume that it will be anxiety or whatever it is. Let us keep it open. That's why the question to be asked is quickly, without letting her to relax from there. Mainly complete that sentence. See how beautiful people can play the game. Isn't it wonderful? And how to see it. That's the art. That's what I want to cultivate in you, all of you all. Okay, everybody said target line, because I can understand target line. So I could see only that. But what is the effect happening over there? So that time I will get mainly what is happening, I wouldn't know. Right? Go ahead.
So what happens during that time?
Pause. The question is exactly what we were discussing just now. So what happened at that time? But we have the target is the same. Mainly what or what happens at that time. But when you use the same word, it penetrates more deeper. Remember, Don't change the sentence. Where the person has ended now, mainly what? You are in line with it. Are you getting? By you asking, so what happens during that time, the essence of being in the same pace changes gear a little bit here and there. Ultimately, the goal is same. What happens? Right? So keep it in the same thing. Mainly what? It could be like, and so you see, like what? There are a lot of issues. And so what happens, issues like, are you getting? Many a time, these are simply half said. Cover it up. Immediately cover it up. Don't lose that. Right? And these type of things, many a times it will come. अनगिनत सोच आती है, लेकिन क्या होता है फिर सब कुछ सोच क्या आती है, thoughts come and then the topic goes to something else. What thoughts come? It is like simply saying prick at the area where it needs to be pricked, and especially when it is half said, makes a huge meaning, because that half said thing is very, very important. For me, it has helped a long way through. People will, wherever the half said thing comes, it's the act of the will that stops you from going ahead. And when you come back to that thing, complete that sentence, there will be a little bit of reluctance in the beginning. No, I just said it like that. No problem. Due respect. Remember, give due respect. No problem. You said it like that only. I do appreciate, I do respect it. But what could be that? Complete that sentence, please, now for me. Are you getting? Here, respect this thing, because it's the ego, it's the will that comes in between. Respect it and humbly say, but please, no, repeat that thing, complete that thing. It opens up, it blooms, simply blooms. I don't even say open, it blooms. Clear? Yes, good. Go ahead. Yeah, the will is stopping. Shivkumari, it is the will that stops every now and then, till the conscious is alive, till the conscious has its last senses working. The will dances. Once the conscious finishes, then you don't have to worry. Then it's already on the runway and nobody can stop it now. Only time it is till you take it to that level. Once it goes there, then you see the birds flying, the snakes creeping, the flowering plants blossoming, everything happens. Only thing is that initial stage of taking it till there, that's where your conscious and their conscious is having a big tussle. And so our whole idea is how to take it till there, first step. And from there, how to go ahead, second step. Right? Next.
So what happens during that time?
Yeah, this all happens. I've been working, but simultaneously, as nowadays it's work from home, I need to take care of cooking and serving food to my kids and mother-in-law. Everyone simultaneously, I'm taking care of work and home. So it's becoming more pressure for me. I have to complete my work at the office within those timelines, and as well as I need to take care of your needs at home.
If not, what will happen?
Pause. So what is happening to her? pressure, coping up, pressure. Within the timeline not understood. Becoming more pressure, duty, cannot manage both, work creates pressure. Look at the question that the doctor has asked next. If you look at the question what the doctor has asked next, and if that has to be made opposite, yes, it's direct opposite polarity. And if you make that question in the same polarity, how will you make? So what will happen? What would be the opposite of this? If it happens, how will that be? Okay, another hint I'll give you. What is the last line that the person says? The last line which reads, I need to take care of their needs at home. Their needs means needs at home. I need to take care of their needs at home. Put this in question. What kind of needs? Like needs. What makes you do all? Yes, Devaki. What's the need? There is a need, right? Yes or no? There is a need. Now the question is, what's the need? As we casually say na among friends, वो खुजली क्या है तुमको वो सब करने की? Yes or no? So there has to be some compulsion, na? Could be. Instead of asking, if not, what will happen? Yes, he has already told that it's a routine. But since we are going ahead with the mistakes that have happened, still trying to find way to rectify. From that perspective, I'm telling. So there has to be some need. Because she has said in the initial, there is a responsibility. What is the need to take that responsibility? What is the compulsion behind that is there to take the responsibility? Are you all getting? Even though if it is routine, still the question arises, what's the need? Then further, what will happen if you don't provide that need? Right? So there are both the sides. By having the need, what is the need? Other side is, if not, then what do you think will happen? But since she has given you the side, I need to take care, first clear that side. Don't jump to the opposite fence. Are you getting? When the person is telling you, I need to take care, stay with that need. Stay with that need and ask, what's the need? If the person says, why I only need to take care, then you go to the opposite side. Are you getting? What will happen if you don't take care? Why should I only take care? What will happen if you don't take care? Because you are on the same side of that fence where they are. Are you getting this? Yeah. See that here, I'll tell you here, when there are two sides of it, do not change the side. She is for the need to take care. Stay with for the need to take care, because it is her चाहत. तुम्हारी चाहत ही तुम्हारी नशा है, और जो तुम्हारी नशा है वही तुम हो. Yes, when patient questions self, then ask the opposite. What should I do? Should I or should I not? Then you can ask anything. If not, then what? Because the person is on the fence, neither here nor there. Are you getting? So there is an option. You can ask anywhere because the person by itself is balancing. But here you see what is happening. She's telling you, I need to take care. Then what's the need? If the person, if she would have said, why should I only take care? What will happen by not taking care? Because she is on the other side of the fence. Is this clear for everybody? Right? Again, gives the idea of being in sync with the person. As I told in the last webinar, if the person is in the past tense, be in the past tense. If the person is in the future tense, be in the future tense. If the person is in the present tense, be in the present tense. The question should be along with the tense. And here the person should be along with the fence. If the person is for a particular thing, ask what's the need for that. If the person is against that particular thing, ask the person what will happen being against that. Easy to penetrate because they are already there. Because this question, from this particular court, you have to take that person crossing that fence to the other court. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell you? Huh? You have to cross the entire river and go to the other side. If this is the river, person is here, I need to take care. You are asking, if not, what will happen? That means you're picking this person from here, crossing the river, bringing him here, and then asking. It's too big a tedious job. But staying here, this side of the river and poking is easy. Is that clear to everybody? If no, ask please.
So the questions again, when you said the need to take care and why only I need to take care? Then
Yeah.
what are the questions to frame the difference in that?
Yeah, the need to take care. What's the need? Why one should need to take care is silent. Why one should? What's the compulsion? What could be the reasons? What could be the idea for someone in such a situation? Why would one need to? Why would one need to do whatever that person is telling? Cooking or anything, right? This is this side of the fence. Why should I only? If not, who else? What would be the state? Not doing, what would happen? So the change of the fence, because they are already there and their mindset is set. Why I only? Easy to answer. If not, then what? I need to. The mindset is set. I need to. So what's the need? Gives a better answer, right? That's the idea, because they're already mentally prepared and they're doing it. So when you ask what's the need, easier to answer rather than taking it to the opposite polarity and saying, if not done what? And I have never imagined. I'm doing it day in, day out. Are you getting? It's difficult. It's like breaking a hard nut. When you can easily break it here, why take them from here to there? First of all, that labor, and then to make them to break that thing, second labor, and then tug of war. Just imagine, just think, just imagine, just think, and in the end, I can't think. Gone. So if you ask here, what's the need? Explore that, and what would be the opposite? Because she has told you the need. The opposite will be exactly on that side of the fence. Easier, na? Yeah. Here again, remember, whatever side they are, please enter there. As what we discussed last time about the tense. If the person is talking about the past, ask about the past. If the person is talking about the future, frame the question according to the future tense only. Right? All these small things, they are not big, but it makes the huge difference in communication.
In the sense,
Whatever you do, if not done, what will happen?
it's, so also it's a risk. I don't complete my targets of time. Yet home also it will be like complicated problem. They can't handle everyone are dependent on me.
In the sense,
Like probably I will only take care of all cooking and household things. Now when I got home, now they are helping, but earlier everything was taken care of me. So that they can't handle alone. People should be there. The service, cooking, cleaning, everything. So that's how they are dependent.
so if not, what will happen?
See now, whatever you told, if not done, what will happen was the first time she asked the doctor. And see what the patient is telling. In office also, it's a risk. Everyone complete their target at time in home also. It will be like completely a problem. They can't handle alone. Everyone is dependent on me. Now, instead of asking in the sense, what could one ask? What is happening to her in that particular frame? Like Devaki, very good. Can't handle alone, everyone, depend. Very good. Dependent on you as in, dependent in what way? Dependent in what way? Didn't understand. Can't handle alone meaning, dependent as in. So simply keep it as in. What will happen by only asking as in? Many things, risk, dependent, do not understand, all these things will be whatever she wants to take, she can take. Are you all there? If dependent is important, she will take dependent on me. Can't handle is important, she will take can't handle. If it's a risk factor, which she said first line, in office also it's a risk. Isn't that important? Again, a blind area. What's the risk? Risk as in, can't handle as in, dependent as in. So instead of individually asking, ask as in, she will pick up what it is. Make sense? So it becomes a midpoint. So the important thing over there in that line of her is risk, can't handle, dependent. Are you all there? These three words are important. Risk, can't handle, dependent. As in, for a beginner, they can use all these three. Risk, can't handle, dependent. As in, that also will do. Once you master the art, simply as in.
how do you meet and how the things will go at home?
Meaning,
Like if a lady is not working in home, then definitely there will be a problem.
what problem?
They can't serve, they can't cook, right? They can't cook, they can't clean house like this, they can't do anything like that. So definitely they are dependent on us.
So what will such a person go through?
And
What will such a
Can you see that? Can you see that drama happening over there? The person has got no connection at all with the physician. This clearly gives you the idea. I can't understand means that there is no connectivity. And when there is no connectivity, there is no conversation. And when there is no conversation, there is no communication. A person is talking in French, the other person is talking in Chinese. Imagine if those two people are kept in the same room. It will be chaotic communication. Right? So this is what is happening. I can't understand. What will such a person go through? Still the person cannot understand. Me or family? So here the patient is getting confused. Therefore, these questions, as in meaning, didn't follow, really helps. Because you are not directing. Because here what is happening? The physician wants to understand what is happening to the person in totality. In other words, what is the person going through as in terms of experience. So here these words which are just typed makes a huge difference. Meaning didn't follow, as in is indirectly a question mark, as in what's the problem in that? Not what you're going through, but what's the problem in that? Because without understanding the problem, you can't understand what he or she goes through. Because going through is from a problem, na? Yes or no? To understand what a person goes through, first the person should understand what's the problem. Without understanding the problem, you just cannot understand what a person goes through. And therefore, this gap is because there is no link. And when there is no link, you just cannot communicate further. You need to know what's the issue in that. You need to know what's the problem in that. You need to know what's the subject about for which she's bothered. Once you understand the subject, once you understand the issue, क्या चीज की तुम्हें परेशानी है, किस विषय पे तुम्हें परेशानी है, without understanding about what is the issue of your problem, we just cannot go through. Then it is just like simply throwing the stone in the air. Let it go wherever it goes. So here at this problem, at this point of time, when the person is trying to give you this idea, they can't do anything. Definitely they are dependent on us. You simply ask meaning, as in what way? Dependent. Dependent meaning. Dependent as in what way dependent? Are you getting this? Anything can be asked over here. Dependent meaning. But dependent ko samjho na. First understand what dependent means. What is her perception about dependent? Once you understand what is her perception about dependent, then further, what is happening to her in that perception of hers? That's why when we write the address, first we write the state, then the city, then the street, then the pin code. Or we write the pin code first, then the street, then the city, and then the state. Correct, na? That's how it has to be written. From a larger to a smaller to precise. It cannot be from precise to a larger. So therefore, understand the problem always, 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 right from the beginning. What's bothering you the most? Also, understand the problem first. Big time problem in case taking or any conversation. Problem should be focused. Problem should be anchored. Then the details of the problem. Then what is happening in the problem. First, understand the problem, then the details of the problem, then what is happening in the problem, and then what is one experiencing in that issue. Without understanding the problem, always this is going to be an issue. And this whole session after session will be this problem. Have we understood the problem? Where is the problem? How is the problem? What is the pace of the problem? What is the depth of the problem? What is the duration of the problem? All this are first-hand information, FIR. The first-hand information should be about all this. Where is the problem? What is the problem? What is the depth of the problem? What is the intensity of the problem? What is the duration of the problem? Ye pehla sab. Later on, what is happening with the problem? Once the problem is understood, your path is, it's like simply taking a highway when you have to go from one city to another city. Once you reach the highway, is there a problem? No, then you have to straight away move on. But reaching to the highway itself has got so many different ways, na? Those ways itself is an issue for all of us. Highway is not the issue. Highway is straight. And there are big holdings, direction showing, no problem. But when you're moving out of the city to reach that highway, that is a problem. Our major problem is this. जब हम लोग गली गली में से निकल के वो बाहर हाईवे तक पहुंचने तक प्रॉब्लम है. एक बार हाईवे में पहुंच के कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. हाईवे दिख गया, we are safe. We know now we are heading for a proper this thing. But going from the bazaar into the lane, right turn, left turn, U-turn, and then the well is there, take a circle from there, then go to the left till you reach there. That is the art. That is where the whole idea is. Correct, na? So this is where we are losing on. That's why I always stress on this repeatedly. Understand the problem. And all the nitty-gritty about the problem. How the problem is, where the problem is, since what duration is the problem, what is the intensity of the problem. We also saw the pace over here, sudden, immediate, the pace of the problem. Once you get all these clear, our thing slowly, gradually starts filtering out. Because the person will filter it out for us. We don't have to do anything. We only have to keep watch what is happening as it is. We only have to listen to the entire conversation as it is. Is that clear? Shall we go ahead? Yeah.
Go through.
Like me or the family?
Family.
Pause.
Family.
See what has happened now. Like me or family. And the physician is quick to respond. Family. And what if it is with me? Again a hurdle, which I only have brought. I only will bring the speed breakers and then say, oh, how rough is the road? Even if she asks, like me or family, whatever. Many a time people will intentionally also ask, like day for yesterday, tell me your problem. Whose? Immediately I said, my problem. Bolte jao. The problem is like that, the problem is like that. Okay, no problem. Moment we start getting irritated and angry, अरे क्या कुछ समझ नहीं रहेगा, gone. Why? Because our ego has come in front now. Are you getting? It's very strange it was. Tell me your problem. Whose problem? My problem. I coolly said, without any expression, my problem. Solve karna kiska hai? Mera problem, tumhara problem. Now, instead of getting angry and saying, for what you have come, for your problem, for my problem, whose problem, what you're asking? No. Tell me about my problem. And the person is happy to answer. These are the tricks of trade. Do not lose your cool. Whatever the person tells. Have you ever seen such a patient? What do you think? No. I'm playing marbles over here? No. कुछ भी patient बोलेगा, stay cool, observe the intent, the content of the matter. That should be our focus. Right? Go ahead.
What will such a person go through?
Like me or the family?
Family.
Family will definitely they like if I alone work, I work in half an hour. Like my cooking will be done in half an hour. If they have to cook, it will take for 3-4 hours for them, and they all will be now 4 members will start working and they will be tense. So they can't handle for 1 day, 2 days. Okay, they can manage, but not every day. I'm sick, they can handle for 1 or 2 days. And we usually don't prefer to have outside food. So that's the major problem. So we can get also. Definitely there will be problem.
So if not done in this way, what would they all go through in such a situation?
As I said, this happened only for 2-3 days, but not a long time. So I don't know what will happen.
No, just for imagination. If it is happening for a long time, what will they go through?
They will be frustrated. They can't handle the things. Now my husband has taken me because I'm sick. So that's the reason my husband and my mother and my kids, everyone are sharing my work and they are doing because now I'm not able to do anything.
Then what all they will go through? Frustrated, then
Frustration and they will not handle things properly. They will not be able to cook properly and they can't eat food as good as I was cooking. So the planning schedule will be completely upset.
so
I
ultimately
don't
what
think they
will
will be. Sorry?
ultimately what will happen?
Pause. What is coming up again and again? Not able. They can't handle. Handle, yes. They can't handle. Not able to handle. Meaning, not able to handle. Family won't be run smoothly. But what is the reason for? Amit, the reason for that is not able to handle. Therefore, family will not be running smoothly. So what is the core? The core is not able to handle. 3-4 times she has told you this, right up from top. That's why I waited to complete this thing. but still we are not able to see that. Not able to handle meaning, right? So the core issue is not able to handle. And that is where the whole problem right from the beginning is, na? Not able, burning pain, she said. Yes, not able to handle. This is what has been right from the beginning. And she has again come back to the same thing. So we have traveled around everywhere and again come to the same point. But that's why I say patient will give you once, twice, thrice. If we are not able to pick it up, then we are losing it. Are you getting? एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार मौका देगा person. Definitely देगा. This is what I have seen throughout. But if we are not able to pick it up, realize, taking a pause, then we simply go on and on and on and on and will be in no man's territory. Right? That will be the issue. Right, go ahead.
They may feel sick like me again. Now they are using the that it could grab and handle the same things. My mother-in-law, if she cook for one day, from second day she will be sick. She can't get up also.
So in that, what will happen?
What happens? They
They
are becoming right.
They
They are becoming sick.
So what will happen?
That's a pain for me again, emotionally.
Describe the pain.
Because
Pause. See what she is saying. That's the pain for me. Again, emotionally. What level is she? See, all are on the same page. So when emotion comes up, what should be the question? Before that, where do we want to take her from emotion? Janana delusion, yes. Kavishi delusion, yes. Chatura delusion, yes. Bindu delusion, yes. Tirlekar sir delusion, yes. So we want to take her to delusion. So now this is the sentence. That's the pain for me again, emotionally. How would we put that question to take her to delusion? Painful as in how it feels, what way, how it feels like pain as in that's pain, that pain feels like what? Yes. That pain feels like what? How would that pain be like? For beginners, you can even add, how would that emotional pain be like? Because there is an assumption over there, na? A shade of assumption that they will be sick. Yes or no? What you said, that they are becoming sick. Mother-in-law also, she will cook one day, next day, second day, she will be sick. So there is some thought process in her mind. What will happen later? Correct? So therefore, that pain will be like what? That pain feels like what? Pain feels like what? And therefore, there is a compulsion for her, na? Which we discussed, the fence. Remember that I need to do it. And we said, what is the compulsion in doing that? And here she comes that they will be sick. And that will be an emotional pain for her. That is a delusion. That's where she is. That she will go through a emotional pain. And therefore, it is compelling her to keep doing things. Somehow she is doing both, working as well as cooking and everything, household work. And her problem is after COVID, she's not able to do that. That's where the center is. So what makes her compel is this question will give you the answer. That emotional pain feels like what? Are you all getting this? This is the whole idea of this case. Instead of that, if we ask, describe that pain, again, we are going on a wrong track. Right? Shall we go ahead? Yes.
Because of me, there are different sickness that is an emotional pain for me.
Pause.
Describe the
You see,
pain.
again, she's clarifying that. She's clearly clarifying because of me. That is her assumption. That they are getting sick, which means that this is an emotional pain for me. Clearly, this is her delusion. Therefore, we need to ask that pain feels like what? In your wildest of imagination. दूर दूर तक आपकी जहां सोच जाए वो दर्द किस तरह का रहेगा, right? That will be the question. Go ahead.
First of all, I will not let them to become sick because of me at any cost. If they are becoming also, I will try to arrange few any other additional. If the situation comes, I will try to arrange a meeting with cooking and other things. But as of now, that situation has not come.
No, okay, that is
Pause.
understood. Now they have become sick.
Pause. See what is the thing coming up over here. Describe that pain and what she's going through. Because we have asked, describe that pain. Because we have asked to describe that pain, the first thing that comes up is the defense mechanism. That's why we have to ask, that pain feels like what for someone? Even if you have to ask again, first time mistake, no problem. For someone, that pain will feel like what? Because it was 2-3 times asked, na? Describe that pain, describe that pain, describe that pain. Immediately, the soul sends in this will to defend. First of all, I will not let them to become sick. This is the defense mechanism. So don't ask me about the pain. It's indirectly saying, don't ask me about the pain. I will not allow them to become sick. At any cost, stubborn will endorses, don't ever ask me this pain now. It is screaming on top of its voice at any cost. If they are becoming also, then the compensatory mechanism. If they are becoming also, I will try to arrange any other additional. If that situation comes, I will try to arrange for a maid for cooking. This is compensatory mechanism. So clear, crystal clear when you see the conversation, what is coming up, what is happening, where is the thing which is going off track. When describe comes, immediately there is this particular strong understanding that I need to defend. And with that defense, there is a compensation. When you defend, you have the compensatory mechanism ready, second line. It's simply like, when you do something wrong, the first thing is, how will I try to escape? Then we'll see what is to be done. Yes or no? First thing is, how will I escape from that thing? Second thing then comes is, what should I do to compensate for what wrong I have done? Correct, na? Yeah, first thing is to run away. So what she did when you asked to describe 2-3 times, first thing that she did was First of all, I will not let them to become sick because of me. Very clear. Because of me, I will not allow them to become sick at any cost. Endorsing that she's firm about it. And then later on, what she tells is, if that situation does tend to come, the second thought is there. In case remotely, if it comes, then what this defense mechanism should do? It should compensate. And the compensation is, I'll have a maid. Because you have kept on an emotional level, she has defended that emotion, and plus she has compensated with that emotion. Are you getting? Yeah, she has defended and compensated and sealed up that deal, that no matter now, howsoever you want to enter, I have given you ways. She has sealed it completely. But still you are trying to knock, the physician is trying to knock the door and still says, okay, that is understood. Now they have become sick. Now one is making the person sick, right? And that is causing emotional pain. Describe that. Even this question would have been correct if you would have said, the physician would have said, emotional pain. How would that be? Are you getting? Even if that would have been a little rectified, you're putting the person into imagination. Correct? The physician is putting the person into imagination, created a scenario. Now they have become sick. It is imagination. And that is causing emotional pain. Again, imagination. When you put the imagination, then don't say describe that. Are you getting this? Huh? The thing was right. It is like simply needs a little polishing and things will be okay. Just that little polishing. Right? Go ahead.
And that is causing emotional pain. Now describe that.
I don't know how to describe, but I can't take the situation. I can't see them in pain.
What
I
happens
can say
inside?
Pause. Now, what she's saying here, I don't know how to describe, but I can't take that situation. I can't see them in pain. Where should be the focus now? Chat box, please. Where should be the focus in her sentence? Read the sentence carefully. First, point out where should be the focus. Situation. Can't is attached to what? Can't see them in pain. Can't take the situation. Pain. Can't take the situation. Can't take that. Can't take what? Can't take that take situation. Seeing them in pain. So what is coming up commonly now with all? Next question. What is coming up commonly with all? Can't, unable, can't. Can't take situation. Can't see pain. Can't take situation. Can't see pain. So if I write like this, can't take situation, bottom line, can't take pain. Strike out the common words. Can't. What remains? Situation and pain. Yes or no? Situation and pain would be like what? How would that situation and pain be for someone? Bring someone now, because too much of her attachment is going on. Yeah, Banu said she had imagined the situation. Yes. So therefore, put her in that imagination and explore that imagination. Right? So she must be having some faint situation in her mind. Right? Bring it to life by asking that situation and the faint idea about pain, which has she been carrying from such a long time. That situation, pain would be like what for someone? Put it someone. Don't bring it to her. So let it be for someone. Are you getting? Easier for her to explain or describe or tell about somebody's pain and somebody's situation. She might drop out pain. She might give you situation. Because situation will have a story. And pain to tell for a common person is difficult. Right? So we don't want to assume that. We will give both. That situation, that pain will be like what for someone. What kind of pain she doesn't want to go through. Yes. But instead of asking in that way, better to ask for a third person. Easier to describe.
That question will make her again conscious.
Yes. It will be a more conscious. And she might tell you, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But what has been kept here, what was a dangerous thing till now? The most dangerous thing is we have not brought her out of her thinking. That's where the story is going on in such a way. Till the time we keep the person in thought process, until that, as I always said in the last webinar also, till the time you are going to point out to that individual, it will be this type of story. Quickly put it here. Quickly, as quick as possible. The arrow should go outside, not inside. As the disease should go from inside out, the questioning should go from you to they. The quicker you take them from I to they, the better it is. Nowadays, that is what I do. In 10 minutes time, understood your problem. I'll give you the medicine. If someone would have to be in such a situation, what do you think would have been there? And from there, the story goes on. If a male patient is there, put a female picture over there. If a female picture is there, put a male person in that place. Any arbitrary names. And they also keep on telling that name till the end. Oh, that person. Oh, that Ram. Oh, that Sita. Oh, that this one. And everything about them. Because till they are talking about their self, they will talk about them, their near and dear ones, emotional and emotional and emotional. It will not go out of emotion. As long as they're connected to themselves, it will stay emotional. Because human society is filled with emotions. And the more we stay with the emotional level, the more the stories. The quicker we are with they, them, those, what will they suffer? What will he suffer? What will she go through? The easier it is, because it's easy to describe about somebody else than about self.
Describe it, but I'm not used to that from past dating. I got married around 8 years back. I'm happy.
Just for a moment, okay? It's not going to happen, but just for a moment, let us go through that. What will happen?
See that? That's why I said she has. That's why I said she has sealed the deal, completely sealed. I will try to arrange maid. That's it. She has sealed the deal before only. This is what happens. This is exactly what will happen with all of us. If the person is kept at a conscious level, surely compensation is bound to come. And you don't have to teach anybody to compensate. It is already there. It is forever there. That's why today we see a lot of compensated cases. Because everything is available now. Solutions are there for everything. Not like previous days, if someone far off something has happened and you make a telegram and wait for 24 hours, 42 hours until then that tring, 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 tring bell rings. Everything is instant. So quickly the compensation is ready. And that's why she says, I will try to arrange maids if I am not able to do. Now you scream, whatever you want to scream. Even if you shout, assuming, understood, assume, that tug of war, that rope, the patient will definitely put it onto us and tie us up and leave there with us, no problem, without any problem. Because we have not understood how to frame it. That's the only problem. Twist it a little and people will start talking. Go ahead.
Said Rohit, I will try to arrange meets if I am not able to.
That is understood. Now you are sick and you are going through that emotional pain. Describe that pain.
And everything will trigger for me, like migraine. Immediately my migraine will be triggering.
Pause.
And then
Can you see what is the pace? Keep a watch always. It should click every now and then. That means this is surety. The pace is fast, quick, acute, sharp. Immediately my migraine will be triggering. Go ahead.
I will get this tiredness. And heart palpitation is more nowadays. Not nowadays, from past 1.5 years, I'm checking that heart palpitation.
Pause.
Palpitation will be more.
Again, what she has given you. 1.5 years. What has happened, Baba, in that 1.5 years? What has changed you? Never forget to ask this. You see, till the mid of May, I was okay. And then, all these complaints started. What has happened in the mid of May? Which has to cause this? At least have the curiosity to go there and find out. That's why Kent has written so much about ailments from. And if we still are failing, which she has mentioned it way before also, since 1.5 years, this is the problem. Again, she's telling, 1.5 years I am suffering. So, and COVID probably could be now, recently, that she has had. And this is before COVID, that means, all these problems. So what has happened to her 1.5 years before? Psychological, emotional, anything, job, family front, it could be a vast valley. We do not know. But to know what we do not know, and again, this is the blind area. Are you all getting? This is again a blind area which we do not know. And there could be the entire case. Probably, we don't even know. Unless and until we go there, we will not know, Arey, pura, what all she said till now was all rubbish. The whole case stands over here. 1.5 years back, what happened to you? Just I need to understand this. Could you please tell me, 1.5 years back, any such thing that has happened which has affected you? Could you please tell me anything that has happened 1.5 years back which could have triggered all these things? What went wrong 1.5 years back? What went wrong 1.5 years back? Anything that affected you a 1.5 years back? Sometimes if you see that the case is a little not too opening, So all was okay a year and a half back. Yeah, all was okay and everything. So they will give you a little glimpse, all was okay. Then slowly pin out what went wrong after that. Like a good Viva teacher will tell the student, very good, excellent, fantastic, very good. Come after 6 months. Right? So it is like that. So everything was okay before that. So first goody goody, and then slowly ask what went wrong after that. So you are making first the person comfortable, and then you are actually triggering what went wrong. Because in some places the practice is very sophisticated. You cannot directly ask what went wrong 1.5 years back. So it's like, so it is like simply saying in a very sophisticated manner. So everything was okay, right? Before life was pretty okay and everything. How was life before all this could happen? So good, get the good picture, a little bit of good picture. So you are now in good books with them, and then say what went wrong. So it is a little more sophisticated way of asking question. Are you all getting this? Yeah. So for those people who where the practice is very complicated and sophisticated and not too easily opening up, very tight-lipped, there little goody and then come to the point. Right? If there is a area where you are easily people are talking and everything, what went wrong? Directly you can ask what went wrong. Depending upon each one's locality, I'm giving the way of how to put it up.
And this pain, feet burning and tickling sensation on my body. And my voice will become completely low.
See
And
where we are going.
God,
Because we do not have a proper pin code, we have come to the street and we are going again, the same lane. Oh no, second lane, no, third lane, no, again first lane. This is what happens when we are just losing our track. Again repeating, we have not taken pause to revive and see what has happened. Are you seeing how life becomes difficult if we don't take a pause and review what we have gone through? What is happening in the story? Where is my question? Right? Go ahead.
very tired. So that's the only thing will be. And also sometimes because of tension I get this gastric attack or gastric trouble also, because of which my stomach will be becoming very tightening and I can't walk also. The gas is low, I can't walk. My stomach will be completely tightening and I feel like cramps in my stomach.
Okay. So these are the effects of that emotional pain.
Yeah. Mm.
Wait, what is exactly causing that emotional pain?
Pause. The physician is telling the patient, wait, you don't talk. Let me finish my question first. Right? So it is like simply saying a fast bowler, if it doesn't have a swing, is not a bowling. You simply come with pace and you throw the ball with pace, and the batsman simply touches the bat to the ball and that is gone for a boundary. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell? If a bowler is simply having the speed, nothing else, only sheer speed, and the batsman has to do nothing because it's going to come straight in line. He has to just touch the bat and the ball will go straight. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, if we are not able to have lateral movement to see what is happening, and we are simply going straight like this, not seeing here and there, the questions are repeatedly the same. We are not able to even see that I am not able to change the question. From such a long time, the question is the same. This is the effect. This is the effect. I'm asking what is causing it. I'm asking what is causing it. This is a problem for all of us. In short, to say is we are not able to realize that there is some problem in the way the case is going. Are you getting this? Try and just have a look. But the person is answering the same thing here. Again and again, I'm asking the same thing. Is there any problem in my asking? Rather than correcting, no, wait. This is dangerous. Always look, if the person is answering the same thing, reframe. Yes, it's called reframing the question. But instead, if we are trying to tell, wait, let me ask this question, and I'm going to ask the same question the same way, in the same pattern, then it is not going to go any further. Are you getting? So the questioning should be like piprase. There should be a little bit of pain and a little bit of pleasure also in it. Chatpata. Rather than the opposite of it, completely bland. The same question is being thrown without any alteration. I'll give the same answer. And after 1.5 hours, say, oh, the recipe was not good. There was no peppery taste in it at all. Right? So the idea here is for all of us, I say, if the person is giving you the same answer, please see, is the question simply monotonous? That means the answer will be coming exactly the same manner the way I am asking the question. Are you getting? There will be no rhythm in it at all. Why there is no rhythm? Because you have not changed the notes of the question. When you change the notes, only then you can see the beautiful rhythm of that music. Correct? You play the same note, the same string, day in, day out, it will not produce music, it will produce sound. And that's a big difference between producing sound and producing music. The music needs to have notes. Sound doesn't need to have notes. And this is what happens in our case taking. If I'm hearing a sound coming without any rhythm in it, surely I have not played the proper note. Are you all getting this? Yeah. So please see to it, if there is an answer that is coming, and see how she's answering to that question, how to tell, and she's smiling. And she's clearly giving you this indication that I am producing sound and not a note. Time and after she's giving you, now it is sounding too loud for me. And both the physician and the patient will not enjoy that moment. Are you getting? So please be this clear. If I'm not hearing something change happening in the patient, and the patient is going to tell you again and again, oh, I feel weak and there is burning, there is pricking, that means something is going wrong with the notes that I'm playing. And that is the question that I'm asking. Right? Go ahead.
It's fine. How can we take pain if our near ones are not good? It's common human thing, right?
So what happens exactly if they are sick?
I don't know. I can't take that. That's the only thing I can say.
Okay, you told risk in office.
Pause.
In what way?
Can you see this? The beauty here. This is what I see when I do guided case taking. When it is not going ahead, come back to something from top again. Again, from the first para, pick it up. If that is not going, again look at the first para, pick it up. But instead of looking from the first para and picking up and asking, if you take a pause and look at everything what is happening from out onwards, will be more helpful. This is exactly what actually poultry animals do. Na? When the seeds are thrown, pakak, 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 they will pick up. Have you seen the hen and everything, how they eat? Every fraction of a second, they'll put the head down. But, but if you actually have an eagle's view, where they first survey, they actually choose the prey, what they want to have. And then they spot the prey. Once they spot, they zoom it. All this is done before they can actually land. They zoom. Once they zoom, then they dive. And since all this homework is done before diving, the eagle's pick is 101% sure. They don't miss. And the reason why they don't miss is this, that they have first surveyed, they have spotted, they have zoomed, they have dived, and then they have picked. They have got all this process happening. And same way in the case taking also. If our survey is not clear, then it will be like Indian drainage system. Keep digging, keep opening, keep closing. Yes or no? In every city, it is the same policy.
Not closing, sir. Half closing.
Half closing, yeah. Because your ground plan is not proper. And when that is not proper, it's always going to be a trial and error basis. And the trial and error basis is more painful for the person who is going through, more than the physician. Physician will only look for remedy, but the person's pain is that the person has to repeat about his trouble every time, every second. You're opening the wound, closing it, opening the wound, closing it, opening the wound, closing it. Are you there? Imagine we ourselves have to give our history to someone. What all we would go through. It is an emotional, physical torture that the person goes through when giving the case. It is not easy. And so therefore, why I do this particular thing is to give you all the idea that unless and until we have a proper survey and then see what is coming up and then focus over there and then probe. The way the dive happens, then probe. Rate of success is much better. Rather than go here, go there, go there. You said you have responsibilities. Nothing went over there. Now you have come down to something else, risk in office. Now if this doesn't go, then whatever is remaining from there, come there. So it is like simply you're climbing up, coming down, climbing up, coming down, not reaching to the peak and not going anywhere. Are you getting? So all of us go through this. What needs to be rectified here is let the person speak out. Give that 10-15 minutes of proper hear in the beginning. Much better chance of having a proper work done. Confirm, has the person finished everything? Therefore, ask them, what else? Anything more? Try to recollect. Take your time. Any other complaint? Utilize that initial moment so that your later part is smooth. Is that clear? Yeah? Okay, go ahead.
Sir, one question, sir. If
Yes.
we adopt this strategy of listening to the patient in a very loquacious patient, my experience has been for hours together I'm listening. There is no way the person is stopping. What does one do then, sir?
Yes, very good question. If a person is loquacious and if the physician has found that they have got the anchor, they have
Okay.
found that something is repeatedly coming.
Oh.
I would narrate it like this. Yeah, okay, okay. Tell about this.
Oh, okay. So it's okay to interrupt them.
Yes, yes, because the person is loquacious and there is a
Okay.
strong loquacious people will strongly give you certain thing prominently again and again.
Yes. Yes.
They will go, they'll come to the same point. They'll go, they'll come to the same. So once you know the point, then why there is need to further? When the person already given you something which is coming up 3, 4, 5 times, okay, yeah, all right, tell about this.
Okay.
And you'll see, when you're correct, you will see the pace, the speed of talk, the loquacity, everything changes. There is a
Okay.
big time break that comes. Count, there is a break. Right? So whole thing changes. The whole body language of that person changes. The act of loquacity that you were seeing just few minutes back, Adi Baba, now the whole talk is changed, the speed is changed, the pace is changed, body language is changed, everything changes because now you know your question has penetrated to a deeper level. Many a time, loquacious people, you'll see this happening.
ఇప్పుడే చేసా మీదైందా మీది అయిపోయిందా ఎలా
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right, go ahead.
Yeah, as I said, the target lines I have to reach. As of now, no risk. I'm handling the things, but I can see the side effects of it. Like when I'm handling the things, my body is not as engaged. Earlier, I used to work a lot. I did many responsibilities, and night also I used to work all day. I was doing my work at home. I mean, I was cooking and doing everything, going to office. There I was working and taking responsibilities, again coming home, again taking care of my mother-in-law, kids, and following everyone. I was handling everything properly. At that time, I used to do up and down journeys at weekends. I was in other cities sometimes. They were in other cities, so I used to travel. While traveling also at weekend also, I never used to take rest. I used to do all the cleaning things and everything on those weekends. And that time I was perfectly all right. I didn't feel any pain or any problem that time. But past these 2 years only, I'm facing all the issues.
Pause and see there the question comes. So what happened before 2 years? There I durasti ai. Even if it is late enough, no problem. At least it has come up. This was needed long back. What happened 2 years back? This is where the ailment's from. This is what has changed her life. Na? Something that must have happened. Okay, go ahead.
So what happened before 2 years?
Yeah, nothing happened. Like I was down for when I was driving a car. One little puppy and doggy died under my car unexpectedly. I didn't see that. That really I broke down for 3 months. I was not able to. I mean, only cooking part I was doing it, but I was completely down. I was not able to lift my hands. Sometimes even with my spoon also. That emotionally I was completely down. I was not able to take that because a puppy died in my car. So from that time, I don't know. I think I'm getting all these anxiety attacks and other issues that caused a lot of effect on me.
Pause.
I'm still not able to come out of it.
Pause. Can you see that? Now, can you see that? This is what we were trying to tell what has happened. Is it something that is very, very important that has happened? Because till 1.5 years, she was perfectly okay. So something that must have happened for sure, which has transformed to such a big extent in her. It's the two complete opposite polarity. The way she was working and weekend she was traveling and cleaning work and household work and everything, staying in a different city and all. And this accident that happened, the puppy that died, and see what was the intensity, that she couldn't even lift the spoon. Psychosomatic disorder, which has an impact so much. And that also, what is the pace? One little puppy, doggy, died under my car unexpectedly. So what should be the pace if that is unexpected? Can you see that? Isn't it beautiful that it is coming up again? This is what I call undercurrent. From the start, it has been with different words, it has been coming. And now again, you see, came under my car unexpectedly. And what was the reaction? Emotionally was completely down, broken down, completely down. So the reaction is also quick. So the cause and effect both are very acute. Are you all seeing that? Right? This is how you have to see what is happening. The beauty lies in this. Don't go by words. We don't want to see anything in words. What we want to see is, how will I act upon this particular paragraph? If this is the paragraph given to me as a slip, how would I do one act play? I would take the car, drive the car, and suddenly has come in this thing under my, and it is that unexpected, how it happened. And I'm like this. Are you getting? So if you do that one act play on the para, you yourself will start feeling what is the pace. That's why I said, what's the problem? Where is the problem? How is the problem? The speed of the problem, the depth of the problem is very important. It really gives you the whole understanding of the case. But if we are not able to see the problem only, then we are nowhere. Newcomers also, are you all getting this? Yeah, so good. So you see, this is the pace, that there is something that is suddenly happening. And more than that is the idea of that I am still not able to come out of it. 2 years, big time, right? So I'm not able to come out of it. And she says that has caused a lot of effect on me. Lot of effect. Yesterday's case, The girl with panic attacks. Since 4 to 5 months, had changed her completely. She's from hotel management, this thing. What happened? I asked her, what happened to you 5 to 6 months back? And her voice changed. Her body language changed. There was this colleague of mine. I was coming from a cold storage. And there was this colleague of mine who was coming from outside like this. When I came out, he came to me so close. He literally touched my back like this. And he came very close to my face. And he said, if you did not have a boyfriend, I would have got married to you. And hearing that, I collapsed. She simply collapsed on the floor.
I was freezed.
And that was it. From that time till today, she is not in her normal senses. And all was the beginning. That was the beginning for her. Can you imagine how this thing actually plays a big role? And similar is this condition here also. The car accident where a puppy died under her, this thing unexpectedly has caused such a big problem that now she can't even hold a spoon. That was the impact that she had. Shows that there is a deep sensitivity. Something happened and a reaction was that she was completely broken down. Are you there? She has given a situation, something happened, and that she is completely broken down. And the pace is so fast. It came suddenly and she reacted also suddenly. And her physical complaints also, there also she mentions the same thing. Rapidly increasing. Right? So that means she's giving you the pace and she's giving you the sensitivity that something has caused and it has had an effect on her, which has completely changed her mentally, physically, from all aspects. Now, from here on, at least we should not lose the anchor. Are you all there? Whatever happened, even for beginners, even for practitioners like us, we should understand, chalo, whatever has happened till here, but this should not be missed out. I can't afford missing this now, at least.
Exactly what happened in that situation?
I was going for a computer class and I parked my car. Every day I used to park my car there. But that day, before taking my car, I just started my car and I just switched on my AC and I just started my car. I felt like it might be a block because I have many blocks near my home parking. So I felt it as a block and I just moved my tire. At that time, one person was there beside and he was shouting at me. I was just, my windows were up, I didn't hear him properly. And later, when I turned my car, I have seen that puppy has died. Small puppy, just in some 10 days. That time I didn't get down to my car, but I asked that person, can we take that puppy to hospital? He said, no, it's already dead. He was holding me. I don't know how to handle the situation at that time. I didn't get on my car and I came to office directly. But from that time, I can see the puppy many times. I can that scenes again and again. It's recurring in my head, and I'm feeling guilt for that. Very bad, like because of it happened. And two puppies were there. One puppy died, and other puppy was nearby it. And that scene, like really, I was really, and I can't explain it, but I feel very bad. I feel like I did this bad thing and I don't know how to come out of it. And really, now also,
In that moment,
mm,
when you came to know that puppy died, what happened inside?
Pause. See this. Sometimes you will still never get an answer to this. It's directly jumping because you still do not know the causative factor, core causative factor, CCF. Because the situation is accident, the situation is death of the puppy, the situation is unexpected, the situation is that you did not know, the situation is the scolding of that man. There are many things that are there. That's why any situation, there are multiple things. So first find out here what touched you the most in this entire situation. ये पूरा घटना में कौन सा बात आपको छू गया? What really touched you in this entire situation? Because there are too many things that are involved, right? You might assume death of the puppy, but she might be much more affected by that person scolding, which she also says. That person was scolding at me, right? So please be careful. We do not know what exactly is the thing that has touched upon an individual in a given scenario, because there are too many characters involved in a scenario. And each character has got each specific quality attached to that character, which passes in an aura to that individual. The scold, the death of the puppy, or the accident, right? So there are multiple things that are happening in that moment of time. So it is difficult for us to analyze. It is difficult for us, or rather we might go wrong. For example, if we are looking at the plant family, for example, we wouldn't know. The shout may be pointing out to some other family. The accident might point out to other family. The effect will point out to some other family, right? And therefore, then we start juggling between families in the end. Because we were not clear in going stepwise. Stepwise go. It becomes much easier for us. We will not make mistake. Always remember, always, for all of us, any situation like this, oh, accident, oh, unexpected, finish. Ambilifere, and I'm hatching with it. Then someone will get up and ask, why not Loganasi? As an example. Yes or no? Because anybody could go with any direction then. Why? Because the point is not clear at the time when the person is asking, what is the thing that affected you the most in this entire situation? One. Then, what way did it have an effect on you? In that spur of moment, what was the experience? Physical experience in that moment, on the hands, legs, fingers, toes, the physical experience in that moment. Then what did you do when all that was happening? Gives the coping mechanism. Are you getting? These questions will help us to then and there only stepwise clear. This is this. There is no need to juggle in the end. I've taken, but then it looks like umbilifere. But sometimes I even think Logana say. Why? Because you are not clear in seeing everything. Okay, let's go ahead.
I was
And
completely shocked first.
one second.
Because
And all of us are very interested in knowing what happened to you inside. Quickly, we want to know what happened. Oh, shivering happened, this happened, numbness happened, that happened, finish. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with this word numb, cold, shivering. And in the end, I'm unhappy because this numb belongs to which family? I'm unhappy because I do not know the shivering belongs to which family now. That happiness is only for the time being, during the time of the case. Oh, numb, fine. Oh, shivering, oh, fine. And then when we work out the case, all that unhappiness follows with that happiness that we had.
Secondary effect.
Right now, it's a mixed flavor. Happiness during the case, unhappy and sad and weeping after the case. Go ahead.
We came to know that puppy died. What happened inside?
I was completely shocked first because I thought it was a rock, small rock, and I just
Describe
sorry.
the experience of that shock.
Yeah. That moment, I really don't know. I felt like if I get out of the car, I'm not good in Kannada, and everyone, the people around me, may come on me, and they will shout at me. First, I was having two feelings. Like one, I was scared because if I could get out of the car, it was a roadside puppy, but still, it's a puppy. So if I get out of the car, then you know, if a girl drives a car, everyone will feel that girl doesn't drive properly. But I am very careful.
What
Everyone
was happening
Pause.
with you in that shock?
Pause. You see now what is happening. What is fascinating to see here in the question above, not the one that she's asking now, the previous question. When the patient said, I was completely shocked first because I thought it was a rock, small rock. Describe that, the experience of that shock. Experience. What have we not understood and understood by word? We understood by word shock, right? But did we understand what that shock means for her? What that shock is for her? शब्द समझ में आता है shock. किस तरीके का shock? This is what happens to all of us. As I started in the very beginning, what did I say? We have been always struggling with words, vocabularies, languages, which sounds so good. Wow, what a word, shock, that she used. I can understand this shock, very good. But I cannot understand, that other mind will never say, I cannot understand what this shock is for her. The moment the other mind will start asking you this question, you understood, but what did you understand about it? That's the time when we will start asking, shock as in, not just this word shock. No, just this word. S-H-O-C-K, shock. I've never heard this before in my lifetime ever. They might even smile, they might even, what you're talking about. Really, sincerely, believe me, I've never heard. Shock as in? Again, understand shock. Before we can go further, what's inside and what's in the guts and what's in the organ and everything, first understand what is shock. Yes or no? Because it's like hotel industry, na? You ask for this thing, any curry, whether it is Hyderabadi, whether it is Kolhapuri, whether it is this thing, the curry is the same. What they do in the end is just add a little bit of masala here and there, extra a little less, and give it to you. Those people who know about it will understand. The basic curry is the same. But if you see the menu list, there are 1001 curries that are there in this thing. Take that curry, main curry from the drum, put it on the pan, add a little extra chili powder, add a little extra this thing, and say this is Hyderabadi, this is Karnataki, this is Tamilian, this is this. Different names to it. Make it a little sour and say this is Telangana, this thing curry. So this is what happens exactly, because shock is something that you can understand by word, but you cannot understand the quality of that. So later on to get confused, at this moment of time, understand what this shock is. Understand what this collapse is. Another example I'm giving. Understand what this insult is. Understand what this freedom is. Understand what this restricted is. Any questions here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So shock is the chapter and subject is accident?
Yes.
Then everyone will shout at me how to handle that alone. I'm alone at the car in the car. And other feeling, because of me, the puppy died. That I was not able to do.
What was happening in your head and legs, body,
Pause.
back during that time?
See, we are so much interested in inside. What is happening in your hand, body? What did she say here? One thing was, if I get down, everyone will shout. Again, we still do not know. Is it the puppy that has affected you? Or is it that the people will shout that will cause a problem for you? And if it is, then what way the problem? He was scolding me. First attempt, that's what he said. Right? So there were again two options. That's why I said you have to understand the whole scenario. If I get down, everyone will shout at me. So there is something to do with shout also. And what can we see is puppy died. So the moon rises, everyone will shout. The sun rises, puppy died. There are two rays coming in, but one you can't see. One is prominently seen. And that's where we can miss out. Why? Because later we do not know. Later on, if considering, assuming it could be a plant family, assuming for teaching purpose, family will differ. Oh, scolding means you will get hurt. They might even beat. You will get injury. And I'm very sensitive to injury. Are gone. The puppy died is gone. The chapter is gone over there. Are you getting? Because composite shock can also be that. So that's why this is where it is very tricky. Even if you get into that particular main highway, you run smoothly. But just remember that you have your brakes, you have your accelerator, you have your steering, everything in control. Just don't cut loose because the person is already telling you something. Right? So I get down. Everyone will shout at me. How to handle that alone? Again, not able to handle has been her problem from the beginning, if you have ever heard it. Right? Again, here the same thing. How to handle it alone. That runs through and through. Never forget the past. And still remain with the present now. Only then the future will be good. You can't afford to forget the past and only be in the moment of now and say future will be good. Because everything, all the dots have to be connected.
Yeah, I will get shivering at my back. I feel something like this back of my backbone. I will get shivering from there. It will come up to here, and then my body entire will be trembling. So I don't know how I broke my car that day, but I came to office at that moment. But
This more what all happens in the body.
yes, first I get the shivering here, like cold feeling and completely pain kind of thing at the back. I have too much scissorings. So I don't know why here at the back, where the anesthesia will be going at that part, I will get that pain and completely some here feeling cold pain, and again it will start the shivering from there to here. It will start headache immediately. It will trigger my headache. Headache will see that this part will start paining. And the shivering will start in the entire body, and after that I'll get one concentration. Then the last will be my voice. Then our voice will become completely low.
Migraine in the sense what happens?
Pause. Can you see this aircraft where it is going? Anywhere did you hear migraine word that has come up over there in her paragraph, patient's paragraph? And suddenly when I'm reading migraine in the sense what happens, now where did this migraine come from? This is where we are losing the essence. So many things she has given over here. Literally it will clarify the whole case. Shock to be elaborated. The scold was important, or the dog death was important to be elaborated. What is the effect, whatever she chooses from that, the effect on you? What exactly happened? What exactly one is going through? The experience in that, and what did you do at that moment? Because what did she say? What did she do? Any idea before previous paragraph? In that question, describe that experience of that shock. You see, that moment, I really don't know. I felt like if I got out of the car, I'm not good in Kannada, and everyone, the people around me may come on me and they will shout at me. See, may come on me. What does this mean? May come on me and they will shout at me. I was having two feelings, like one was scared because if I got out of the car, it was a roadside puppy, but still, if I get out of the car, if girl drives a car, everyone will feel that girl doesn't drive properly, but I am very careful every time. What was happening in your hand, leg in that particular question? I don't know how I drove my car that day, but I came to office at that moment. What does this show? Exit somehow. First of all, what did we see? The pace. Yeah, what was the pace? Janana fast. Okay, good. It was sudden, huh? Sudden, fast pace. Right? Now, if you read the situation, what do you see in her situation? What do you see the situation if you have to be in that situation? Is it a cool one? No. Then what sort of situation is that? I'm talking about situation. What type of situation? Is it a cool situation? Happy going? It's a critical situation. Nah? Yes or no? With that death happening, with that people outside going to scold and she's shivering and she's trembling. But yet what she's done? What did she do?
She somehow drove the car and went to office.
So something that is attached to critical situation and somehow driving it to the office, right? With the acute sudden also tinge to it, gives you what?
Miasm.
What miasm? That's the typhoid miasm. That's a clear indication of a typhoid miasm. And that's the reason why even when the physician asked, if by any chance, if you are not able to cook and all, what would you do? And what she says, I will not allow that to happen. Remember, what did she say? I will not allow that thing to happen. And even if it by any chance remotely later on, she said, if it happens, I will arrange for a maid. So there is a solution even if the situation is critical. It makes it typhoid miasm. Are you all clear? So this is how stepwise you can see. And the exact thing comes up at a situation where it is critical. And what she did at that critical situation stands upright. And therefore, rest of the situation, why you are seeing acute, is because typhoid is something that is critical situation and you need to make a desperate attempt in order to come out of it. So we stop here for today. Any questions, please feel free to type it down. And I'm sincerely requesting everybody that this is something where we really need to focus on how to see, what to see, where to see, when.